Hello there and welcome to the new channel.
Here to help you see
The new you.
My name is Carmine Ortega.
Dennis Calamba.
This is Nato Agbayani.
My name is Juan Lu.
I'm Chino.
I'm Trisha.
This is Apple Manansada.
This is Attorney Carlo Ibanez.
This is Attorney Sheila Santiago.
This is Angie.
This is Orgamit.
My name is Dante Salama.
This is Jesse Francis Rebostillo.
I'm Dania Cunha.
Mon Mendoza.
I am Mapet Erhino.
I'm Leo Bryan. Mike.
Nice for beer.
Sir Ian Barcelona.
Marvin Salazar. This is Sunny Haldon.
Heidi Lumainos.
This is Ivan Jude.
Patrick Geronimo.
Alan Perez.
My name is Erwin Ursua.
Mine is Bob.
My name is Lloyd Luna and this is
Future.
The Talk.
Family Business.
The Puppet Stories.
After Shift.
PNC Town Hall.
YOLO.
Marketplace.
The Home Buyer.
HR Hotline.
Danny Art Show.
Healthline.
Foreign Affairs.
COVID stories.
Awesome Day Show.
Thank you.
Money and More.
CyberNXT.
Women at Work.
Win Within.
Port Project.
The Big Picture.
Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. Sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Wow!
Wow, welcome to the show, everyone. Hi, Ivan.
Oh, natuwa ako habang nanonood ako while the show is starting. Well, Pat,
Yeah.
allow me to begin our episode today by saying that more than ever before, people spend so much time on the internet, And so, with every social media account that you sign up for, every photo or picture that you post, and for every status that you update, you're actually sharing information about yourself with the entire world. Actually, itong information na to makes up your digital identity or of the organization that you represent. So it's given that we need to protect it, right? So
Exactly.
my question for this episode is, how can you be proactive in doing your part and become cyber smart? A wonderful Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to the new channel. We are here to help you see the new you.
Indeed, Ivan, an epic Wednesday to everyone, and welcome to CyberNXT, where we will discuss and highlight the significant best practices to improve your cybersecurity defenses.
Yes, and this is Ivan Jude, your co host for this show.
This is Patrick Geronimo, and we are streaming live from Makati.
Awesome. And we're back. Pat, just to make sure that we are coming in clear to our audience, we'd like to ask them, please click on the reaction buttons or the emojis. Let us know that you are there. Also, if you have any thoughts that you want to share or anything that you want to tell us or to clarify or ask, just type it and keep them coming. We'd love to read them and we'd love to answer them.
Of course, please go ahead and share this live streaming to your social media circle or to anyone you think who can benefit from this, or you can simply host a watch party to them to tune into, tag people, mention their names, do as you please. Let's learn and have fun today.
Yep. And to all of you who are tuning in right now, thank you so much for the support. Sixth episode na ng CyberNXT, di ba? Parang ang bilis lang. And also, Pat, we'd love to greet some friends who are watching us right now. Of course, to our to the special people that we want to greet, yung mga may birthdays ngayon. Number one is yung niece ko, si Chance Gabriel Ibanez.
Happy birthday. Ako naman. Today is my dad's 68th birthday. We're very happy and we wish you well, Dad. And see you. Magsa-celebrate tayo.
Yung sa pamangkin ko, Pat, 8. So, yung sa dad mo, 68. November 4, di ba? Less 60. Yeah, and also I'd like to greet some friends, Mr. Glenn Luzon, Earl June Heraldes, Mr. Wilbert Chu, and yung iba, i-greet ko na lang kayo mamaya. Yun. So, Pat, tatanungin kita kung updated ka ba sa mga recent activities, what's trending on social media right now. Kilala mo ba yung yung nanalo sa Miss Universe Philippines?
Wow. Miss Universe, really, Ivan? I'm not actually aligned with Miss Universe right now.
Hindi ka nanonood. Doon kala ko na classmate mo yun eh. Well, actually, the winner is Miss Rubia Mateos, and I think she's from Iloilo. She's representing Iloilo. Another thing. Yep. Tsaka pala, no, we are so thankful that God spared us from the havoc of Super Typhoon Rolly. Yeah.
A lot of Filipinos right now, of course, may mga naapektuhan, and but massively, no, it's a massively hyped typhoon, and it's very fortunate na talagang it didn't wreak that much havoc, though maraming naapektuhan pa rin, but still on a massive scale we're okay.
And meron pang isa upcoming, 'di ba? Bukas ata
Yeah,
yung
Summer
landfall.
North. It's
Sean
now located
naman, or
north.
international name niya at Sunny. Ang
Yeah.
kakaiba yung mga pangalan, no? So another thing, naging trending din ito kahapon. A YouTube channel of a local broadcasting station was terminated due to a policy violation. Apparently, yung YouTube channel nila was compromised and was used to distribute malicious or improper content. Kaya, terminate ng YouTube. Now, this news hit the headlines yesterday. I
Mhm.
don't know. We don't want to drop names, but you can check it out kung sinong local broadcasting company ito. Now, yeah,
Yes.
things are really getting scary.
This is scary. Speaking of scary, Ivan, how was your holiday season?
Well, good
Holiday
question, Pat, no? But to tell you honestly, I think we don't need Halloween this year. We don't need costumes because 2020 is scary enough. Sobrang kita mo, yung shinare ko sa screen,
Oh,
si
oh,
Mr.
wow.
Pumpkin,
Oh,
naka ano din eh, face mask din eh. Nakakatawa. And also, by the way, speaking of scary, sinabayan ito ng mga malicious threat actors out there, yung mga bad guys, no? There's this emoted gang, a hacking group, na they sent out a Halloween party invitation, but it's actually a phishing invite. Now, yung mga tao naman, with the craving to socialize, with the urge to get into contact with other people sa mga parties na ganyan, kasi namimiss na nga nila, i-click naman agad ng link is because it's an
yeah,
invitation, it seems harmless,
yeah.
ayun,
But
na nanakaw yung information nila.
exactly, talagang these criminals are still milking some of the events that's currently happening. Ano, they tend to jump right into it and create this massive scale phishing invites.
Yep, I see. And I agree. And you know, Pat, there are a lot of things as well now we need to be aware of. And scary din ito, or what we can call them spookiest mga discoveries in cybersecurity this 2020. Allow me to share with you a few of it. So number one, of course, is that yung with the shift to remote work, people are now doing their jobs at home and using VPN, di ba? Virtual private
That's
network. And for the longest time, we thought that VPN can solve all of
Mhm.
our problems. Kasi we thought that it can protect us against malware. But
Mhm.
recently, the US Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency issued a warning about its security. Now, being 24 by 7 available, most likely hindi ito na-update agad. Kaya malaki ang possibility that attackers can exploit unpatched systems or unpatched VPN. So sa
Yeah.
mga gumagamit ng VPN dyan, organizations and individuals alike, make sure that your VPN software is updated all the
There's
time.
definitely a wrong connotation that if you're using VPN, you're already protected. Especially right now, no, everybody's working from home, and they are required to use such platform. And I hope the VPN is patched or properly set up so that these users that are now required to work from home will not be exploited.
Yeah, correct.
There's another one that you share. Thank you for sharing that one, Ivan. I need to I want to share something then. This coronavirus ransomware. I really cannot move on to this. Did you know na merong ransomware as a service scheme? They
Yun nga eh, narinig ko rin eh.
ransomware as a service, no? They tend to lure to download a file to buy cheap mask. Did you receive that kind of email on your personal email? Ano, you receive one and then want to buy cheap mask or alcohol or thermal scanner. Unfortunately, if you click that link, you go to a scheming site, and then sometimes yung latest news on COVID, yung what are the numbers, and you have to be very careful on what you read and what you click.
Yeah.
No?
At tapos, ransomware can really cripple systems and bring down businesses. And
Exactly.
nakakalungkot kasi yung most targeted industries right now are hospitals and schools. They are the
Exactly.
most victimized. kasi alam ng mga malicious people that when they bring the system down ng hospitals and mga educational institutions, ayaw nila na magkaroon ng break ng operations eh. So they are more inclined to pay for the ransom. So they are again exploiting this vulnerability, exploiting the need, exploiting the situation. And nakakainis lang, no? Imbis na tulungan na lang sana, ay naka.
Well, it do happen, no? If you're a member of the hospital admin or yung IT team ng hospital, no? Any news that is about what vaccine or yung update with the vaccine or how it can be distributed, sometimes you're very keen to know. And the tendency is you read and then click, no?
Yep, correct. And another thing, marami ang nahuhook na sumali sa bandwagon ng ransomware service ngayon simply because a lot of people are unemployed. And kumikita yung mga tao dito sa pag-distribute ng ransomware, may pera. So they are more inclined to join into distribute malware to their circle of friends, di ba? Family members, hindi lang nila alam. Diba?
It's a very bad habit, ano, unfortunately, but this is the reality. Some of our countrymen are really using this scenario to, distribute a very bad habit of yung mga ransomware, no, so that it can be effective. Sabi ko nga, like what you've mentioned, a lot of people right now are unemployed and they tend to jump right into this just to earn money. It's a sad truth, but it's currently happening. So you have some questions for our audience, Ivan?
Yeah, I have some questions. But before that, I'd like to make a shout out to Mr. Glenn Luzon again and to RD Group MIS team. Wow, thank you for tuning in, and also to Bea Cultivo. And yeah, my question ako sa audience natin, I want you guys to answer this. Did you receive an invitation to distribute ransomware? So if any of you naka-receive ng invitation na ganyan, type in the comments and say yes. Oo.
Pa-share ba? Pa-share na lang. No.
Ihingi pala ng balato, no? Well, another thing pala, I'd like to continue on yung mga spookiest discoveries ngayon about cybersecurity. Another thing, yung mga critical infrastructure natin. Like say for example, speaking of yung mga water distribution systems, yung power systems, sewer pump stations, oil wells, disaster detection systems, they're actually vulnerable to attacks as well. Now, just imagine, Pat, yung power grid or yung water distribution system or yung disaster detection system like yung NDRRMC. If attackers gain control of these systems, they can turn off warning, 'di ba? And pag walang warning, hindi tayo makakapag-prepare in advance if may mga disaster. So there can be floods, there can be power outages, 'di ba?
I just remembered yung right now, 'di ba? They send you alerts, no? You receive every smartphone will actually receive it. I'm not sure if any cell phones can actually receive the warning, but imagine, if the attackers can gain control of these systems, they can create imbalance. Let's take for example yung water system natin. Definitely there's a water treatment facilities that distributes water everywhere. Imagine if they can just flip the switch, create an imbalance, and then distribute this contaminated water everywhere. It's pretty scary.
And to think this can actually also be used or exploited by mga enemies natin, enemies of the state, in the event na magkaroon ng cyber war, and that's even scarier.
Yeah, exactly. So so I have another one. Did you know, Ivan, that the rise of yung nation state supported for the cyber criminals? No, I have something that I need to tell you. Britain finally admitted that it has an offensive cyber warfare capabilities. Imagine, no?
Wow. They publicly admitted na may power sila, di ba?
So, ibig sabihin, if they're creating this kind of cyber warfare offense, this is just to counter it sends a signal to some of the cyber criminals that, okay, if you touch us, if you attack us, we have something, you know, that is ready to be in offense. So another one is Iran linked hackers, no, yung charming kitten launch phishing attacks against Trump's re-election campaign. Wow. Imagine.
Oo.
So in a couple of days right now, United States will probably retain its president or welcome another one. So
Another one.
are you monitoring that one? Ako, this morning, I checked my feed. Uh, one specific news platform, meron silang map on who's leading and who's not on a specific state. Very interesting. Very interesting. No? And
Yeah.
another one, Russia continues with its effort to hack U.S. election. It's on the news right
They
now. So,
undermine.
unbelievable, no? Unbelievable.
Yeah, meron din yung North Korean group, yung Lazarus group, mga hackers ito, and they used social media, particularly LinkedIn, to steal cryptocurrency. Well, things are
Wow.
really getting worse in the cyberspace, and businesses and individuals alike can
Oh,
get in the crossfire, no,
we
in
can
the
talk
middle
about
of the crossfire.
we can talk about it.
Kawawa.
Yan, no? Yung cryptocurrency na yan, especially yung Lazarus hackers, no? So mas magandang gawin natin isang episode yan, Ivan. I
Invite natin.
yeah.
Invite natin. Well,
Yeah.
to cap it off, yung mga spookiest stories that we found out recently, Pat, yung pinaka ano talaga very alarming is that yung explosion of dark web data has gone up to 300%.
Oh,
No, there's a 300% rise in data theft since 2018. Now, as we speak, there's already a total of 15 billion passwords and account credentials circulating the dark web. Now, anong composition nito? This includes usernames, passwords, and other login information for everything from your online bank accounts, music and streaming video applications and services,
wow.
e-commerce, and of course, social media.
I would
Diba?
love to look kung nandun yung password ko, no? If I'm using specific password for my financial yung mga banking app or yung even email, no? If only I could check on it, no, kung saan nila ini-store yun, that would be very helpful. But the idea is you have to protect your username and passwords or any
Yeah.
login information.
Yep. And let's zoom in a little bit about social media. Let's take a closer look at social media. Now, in 2020, Pat, this is based on the statistics. There is already 3.81 billion people worldwide who are using social media. Now,
Wow.
that's an increase from 2019, almost 9%. And if you put it another way, almost half ng total world population are using social networks, di ba?
Exactly.
Kids
So,
and young ones and the young ones alike.
and it's gonna grow, Ivan. I'm pretty sure in the next coming months, it's gonna grow. Definitely, the data will change, but there's no other way but up for this
Yeah.
media platform. Yeah. So also, digital consumers spend nearly 2.5 hours on social networks or social messaging every day. So socially, we need to also behave properly. Alam mo yun, Ivan? I'm a member of a lot of private groups from my high school, my college, my previous work. We have this social Zoom invite. We do inuman, so e-drinking. So,
E-drinking.
ikaw ba? How many hours do you spend on social media and how do you use it?
I think part of our jobs na nasa cybersecurity mostly, we spend around 3 to 4 hours actually in a single day sa social media and social messaging services, di ba? Kasi we have to get in touch with people and they are commonly found and always available online. Now, I have a question for our audience right now. How many hours do you spend on social media almost every day or every day? So isagot nyo, i-type nyo sa comments how many hours do you spend on social media? And of course, shout out to our good friends, Mr. Marvin Salazar, Mr. Michael Lizondra, Miss Giselle Develo. So mga kilala mo
Sino
to,
kayo,
Pat.
sino kayong magta-top 1 dyan kapag nag-comment sila? Sino
Yeah.
pinakamatagal?
Sabihin nyo kung ilang oras kayo on social media. Now, speaking of social media, Pat, it may appear harmless talaga, no? You enjoy doing it. You enjoy being in social media. But irresponsible use can have an irreversible, take note, irreversible impact on your life. Kasi internet has been there, and kung titingnan mo kung ano yung na-upload way 2 decades ago, andyan pa rin eh. So,
Andyan,
if you
no?
do something stupid on social media, it can have an irreversible impact sa life mo. So, at all costs, we are talking about your digital identity dito, and we need to protect it. Kasi it's an extension of our reality. It's extension of our lives. Now we need to protect it. So yung bigger question ko today sa lahat is that how can we be proactive in doing our part to be cyber smart? Di ba?
I really like what you mentioned, Ivan. No? It's an extension of your real life, no? At the end of the day, you have to realize this is not the real life. This is a fabric out there. This is an environment that some people would say na everybody now is a judge, no? They become judgmental after
Judge.
digging into social media. But again, gusto ko yung sinabi mo, we need to protect it. And also, you have to remember this is just an extension of your real life, no? So, as an introduction for our main topic, ang ganda ng mga binibitawan mo dyan, Ivan. I really like. So, in this episode, we will be talking about simple but very important steps to connect with confidence and safely navigate your social media world, so that you won't be living in a nightmare, no? So, again, holiday season is equivalent to hacking season.
Yo, we've started already with the Halloween, di ba?
Yes.
So, coming up next will be the Christmas season, and
Uh-oh.
malicious people, take note of this. They like to take advantage of this opportunity or yung mga season na to simply because people are emotionally unstable kapag masyadong masaya, masyadong malungkot, and they exploit this emotional vulnerability ng mga tao, di ba? Ang daling humingi ng pera sa tatay mo kapag masaya siya, di ba? Same way, ang daling mag-solicit ng mga email contribution or donation or whatever fraud there is kapag masaya yung tao, or on the other way, kapag malungkot. Now, Pat, zooming in a little bit more about social media, I would like to say that again, Philippines is still the social media capital of the world, diba?
Wow.
So there, yeah, millions of people, millions of Filipinos spend an average of, tama nga sinabi ko, almost 4 hours a day on social media, particularly Facebook. Ito yung highest social media use in the world. Now, there are 106 million Filipinos in our country, and 73 million are actually internet users.
Wow.
And lahat ng internet users na yon, according to the studies, is that users din ng social media, particularly Facebook. No?
Imagine kung mas mabilis pa yung internet, ano? Pero everybody's clamoring for a faster internet.
Mabagal pa yung internet, talaga na yan.
We're slowly, baby steps. We're almost there, but hopefully in the next few months, medyo bumilis. But imagine all these numbers na nilatag mo, no? I mean, wow.
So our challenge is,
yeah,
challenge natin dito, Pat, how do we connect with confidence and safely navigate the social media world for the best interest of protecting our digital identity? Why not you start by giving our audience the number one or the first step in protecting our digital identity?
Of course, sure. Go ahead. Tip number 1. So, okay, let's show the slide. Tip number 1, if you connect it, protect it. So,
wow.
So whether it's your computer, smartphone, game device, or other network devices, the best defense still against viruses and malware is to update to the latest security software,
Mhm.
browsers, and also your operating systems. Sign up for automatic updates if you can. Protect your devices with antivirus software. My kids, I want to share, Ivan, my kids, when they started schooling at home, originally they just sharing a computer device. Now, I
Isa
bought
na.
another device, so they have their own devices. I just realized, so after, of course, I'll be the one to prepare it, no? So I prepared the laptop, installed everything, the office
Mhm.
applications, updated browser, but I just realized, oh my god, my kids are now connected to the outside world in this vast
Yes,
internet realm, no?
exactly.
So I just realized, wow, I need also to invest in this how we can protect the software. Of course, the hardware is there, but at the end of the day, they're using browsers, they're opening documents, and if they are not protected, there's a big chance that these laptops will be compromised, no?
Yep,
So I
that's
need to
true.
ask our audience pala, no? What device do you have that is most connected to the internet? Ikaw, Ivan, you use gaming console. Do you update your gaming console or do you let the device itself update its own?
Yes, sa case ko naman, being an occasional gamer, meron kaming Xbox, it doesn't have this antivirus software na separately installed to protect it. But as far as I know, it uses its own operating system, yung embedded OS niya, to update it automatically. But then again, as a best practice, if you do not have anything to do with the internet, the best thing to do is to detach from it.
Don't
So
connect.
yeah, don't connect it because if you connect it, you need to protect it, di ba?
That's
So
right.
yun yung first tip natin. Now I'll go ahead. I'll move forward to our next tip. It's never click and tell.
I
Now,
thought you were gonna say digital.
yeah, what do we mean by this? So what we're trying to say is that we need to limit the information you post on social media, from your personal addresses to where
Mm,
you like to grab a coffee or to spend your time. And what actually people don't realize is that many of these seemingly random details are all that itong mga malicious people or criminals need to know in order to target you or your loved ones or your physical belongings in
yeah,
online or in the real world. Now,
yeah,
it's a good idea to always keep yung mga numbers, yung mga social security numbers, account numbers, passwords. You have to keep it private every time. That's
yeah,
what anything that is specific about yourself, especially your full name, your address, your birthday. And ito, madalas natin ito nakikita on social media, even vacation plans. Madalas nakikita natin sa mga friends natin on social media, they keep on sharing boarding passes
yes.
nila
Boarding
when
passes.
they, oo, kapag, 'di ba, lumilipad or they take a vacation.
Yeah,
Tapos may mga memes ngayon na pwede naman palang makalipad sa airplane kahit hindi i-share ang boarding pass, 'di ba?
exactly.
Pwede naman palang uminom ng tawag nito, yung ano ito, pearl tea. Yung, kahit hindi mo i-share. Nakakatawa nga eh. And there's an incident, naalala ko lang pala. Meron akong kaibigan na it's because they are so fond of sharing information about themselves and the vacation they take. One time, umalis sila sa bahay and they posted it on social media. When
Yeah.
they came back home, nawala na yung dalawang mountain bike nila sa bahay. So
Wow.
guess what? Natunugan siguro ng kapitbahay or
They're
anyone
out,
in
no?
their
They're
circle
out.
na wala sila sa bahay, di ba?
Yeah, I had this experience. Well, not me, but I'm very keen in what I see sa ano eh, sa especially on my feed. If some of my friends are, especially if they got their license back, if they received a ticket and they're required to get their licenses in the municipal or whatever, the land transportation office. Sometimes they
Yeah.
post, "Oh, I finally got my driver's license. I can drive now," without knowing that you're actually showing everyone in the social media your personal information, which is now
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
Very dangerous if you could share that. Yung boarding pass,
Tuwang-tuwa,
firsthand, I had an experience of that one. I DM the person. Of course, I'm not gonna mention his name right now, but I DM the person. Okay, if you could remove that one, because cyber criminals can actually use that information.
Yes, speaking of which, Pat, this happened pala mga early this year. Meron kong kaibigan, tuwang-tuwa siya kasi nagkaroon na talaga ng siyang credit card. Meron na siyang credit card. Tapos pinost niya yung harap, tsaka pinost niya niya din
Oh
yung
no,
likod na may code, 'di ba?
the
So,
CVV
immediately,
number.
siguro mga 4 hours na naka-upload yung photo niya. Minessage ko siya, hey, bring that down. And to tell you honestly, may incident agad na nangyari. A couple of days after, may purchase doon sa credit card niya. It was used to purchase something else na hindi naman siya yung bumili, no?
Wow.
Nakakainis talaga yung mga ganyan. So, there's a question I have for our audience today.
Yeah.
Do you know people in your social media circle who are fond of sharing everything that they do? Type in yes sa chat box natin at titingnan natin kung sino ang maraming friends dyan na madalas mag-share ng personal information nila.
Don't tag
Alright.
them.
Don't tag
Another
them. Don't,
tip.
just say yes
Another,
or no. Yeah.
I have another tip, Ivan. This
Yep.
is the first-hand experience also. Speak up if you are uncomfortable, no? Right?
Oh, speak up.
Speak up. So, if a friend posts something about you that makes you uncomfortable or you think is inappropriate, let them know. Send them PM or DM. Likewise, if you're the one who posted it, stay open-minded. If a friend approaches you because something you've posted makes him or her uncomfortable, no? People have different tolerances for how much the world knows about them, and it is very important to respect those differences.
Correct.
Don't hesitate to report any. This is a bit off the charts naman. Don't hesitate to report any instance of cyberbullying you see. For example, of course, there are settings in your social media, specifically Facebook, those auto tagging of photos. You have to make sure that the settings, you have to check that one in your privacy settings. If somebody tagged you, you have to make sure that you'll be informed, no? So that either you can dismiss it or accept it. Especially a lot of my friends right now becomes an online seller. So they tend to tag you on specific products.
Bigla lang.
Yeah, that makes me uncomfortable. So I tend to there's an option naman that you can actually mute specific friend of yours, no? Or more likely, because of this, let them know that you're not interested, no? Probably other products, but it's very important you let that a person know that it's creating some uncomfortability, you know.
Correct. I agree on that. Now, another tip that we'd like to share sa mga viewers natin is to report suspicious or harassing activity. Now, you can actually work with your social media platform, whatever it is, to report the possibility or to possibly block yung mga harassing users or yung mga kung sino man yung nagpi-PM sa iyo to post something about you. Now, you need to report that incident if you have been a victim of cybercrime. There are local and national authorities that are ready to help you. We have NBI, their cybercrime division, and we also have the Philippine National Police cybercrime group, and they are ready to help you in the case of yung mga cybercrime, no? Now, what are the examples of these? Yung deep fake videos, it's circulating on social media right now, 'di ba? May mga famous personalities, mga entertainment personalities, ginagamit yung mga mukha nila to create something na hindi naman nila gawa. Say for example, sex videos, scandals. Those are just a few of the examples. We also have online bullying, yung mga rants natin when people become very angry and they take their hatred on social media and they post it instead of settling yung conflict in person. So that's actually something na it's a form of harassment that you can
It is.
report to authorities.
Especially if the problem is if it's confirmed that it's not you, yung it's only a look-alike video, no? And
Yeah.
then tag you a specific celebrity, or I don't know, personality na, oh, is this you? I will tag you, and then all of a sudden you validated it, it's not you, ano? Mahirap na may kamukha, Ivan.
Oo, buti na lang hindi masyado kaming kamukha ni Well, anyway, Pat, I just have a question for our audience. Now, have you tried reporting suspicious posts on social media, or kapag may nakakita kang ganyan, you just let it pass? So that's a question I'd like to leave you before we take a short break. And before we call for a short break, I'd like to read the comment of Attorney Clemente Panganduyon. Sabi niya, nice topic, Ivan and Patrick. Very informative. Thank you so much, Attorney. Now, we will be calling for a short break. Stay on stream. Welcome back to
Welcome back.
CyberNXT.
Wow, hello.
Yeah.
It's pretty much mind-boggling that how much data is already out there, no? So we have the word of the day, Ivan, because since a lot of data is already out there, sometimes you need something, some tools that you can use, no? Our word of the day is OSINT. So it stands for Open Source Intelligence. So OSINT is the act of finding, selecting, and acquiring information from publicly available sources, like from the internet or social media, and analyzing it to produce actionable intelligence. So in cybersecurity, OSINT is actually a reconnaissance technique used to gather information and determine entry points into our organization, and then to strategize an approach to penetrate, infiltrate the network. Wow, Ivan, ano to? So medyo mabigat, no? I mean, it's out there. The information is out there. Sometimes if you're part of the company that is very much protecting its reputation, you need something like this, right?
Yeah, yung OSINT kasi, it's, sabi nga, it's a reconnaissance technique. Ginagamit ito to observe and monitor a particular organization or a person per se, para malaman kung ano yung way para ma-penetrate yun. Di ba? Sa organization, sa case sa organization, this is very important kasi
Mhm.
doon lang nila nalalaman yung mga weaknesses sa system nila o yung mga loopholes kung tawagin. There's a variation or there's a subset of OSINT. Itinatawag naman itong SOCMINT or Social
Oh.
Media Intelligence. And this can actually be used in a good way to gather information about your competitor's product or service, or if you are interested to know more about a particular person, you can determine the whereabouts of that person, and also you can
Mhm.
monitor a perception of a particular product or service. So
Wow.
pwede itong gamitin in a good way. Now, the dark side of OSINT
Of
or
course. May dark side yan, no?
may dark side siya. There's always the disadvantage. Kasi anything that can be found and used by cybersecurity professionals can also be found and used by malicious threat actors, yung mga
Pwede
bad guys.
weaponized.
So, parang paunahan na lang kung sinong makakakita nun. So,
Yeah.
at least, na-share natin that there's this methodology, itong
Mhm.
OSINT, submit, if ever na-encounter nyo yan, that is used to make an observation para magkaroon ka ng para matulungan ka to make an intelligent decision about your business. Di ba? Now, Pat, let's continue with our tip
First,
number
I
5
have
for
another. Anong tip na natin?
cybersecurity.
It's already tip number 5. Okay. Tip number 5. Remember, there is no delete button on the internet. Wow. Since the start
Correct.
of social media, if you posted something and oops, there's a second thought that I should remove it. You try to cram and then look for that delete button.
Oo.
Unfortunately, there's a technology so-called screen grab, no? So again, share with care, because even if you delete a post or picture from your profile seconds after posting it, chances are someone still saw it and it can do a screenshot and share it on another platform.
Tama.
So for
Gusto ko yung
example,
sinare mo. Share with care. Ang
or
ganda.
be careful in sharing, because sometimes the application will ask you if it can access your photos from your mobile phone, and then di ba, the screen is very responsive if you tend to click the photo to share, and unfortunately you can sometimes you can just tap in a specific photo and accidentally you tap another one that is not supposed to be out there. Di ba? I'm
Tama,
not
tama.
saying I have some indecent photos, Ivan, but what I'm
Accidentally
trying to point
na-upload mo
out
yung
is
hindi dapat.
those things should be kept private, no? So be careful in sharing.
Ang bilis pa naman kumalat sa social media after posting it, say for example, 2 minutes, naisipan mo i-take down, but your friends already saw it, di ba? Hindi mo na ma-deny. Nag-grab
Remember
na nila.
remember the event of every smartphone, di ba? Every smartphone, majority of them has this camera. So whenever you are involved in an accident or something unusual is happening outside, the first thing that you would do is you're gonna pull up your phone and record it. Sometimes
Oh,
secondary to help someone, but
nauna pa yung record.
I have this experience of if my wife is listening, my youngest, my son, no, he's I can't remember how old he was, but around 1 or 2. So he was actually jumping, and I was actually taking a video. I didn't realize it's almost parang near the end of the bed. So he was actually doing some juggling, and then he like flip over.
Okay.
So I'm aware that there's another second and may mattress below it, but I kept on capturing the moment, and then my wife said, "Okay, why didn't you catch the si Carlo, my son, no?"
Nauna pa
So
yung ano.
I kept on taking the video without realizing na okay, my son just flipped, no.
Ayun. Kaya kasi, the next time you post something, be very, very careful. Share with care kasi walang delete button. Now, moving sa tip number 6 natin for today sa ating mga audience, here it is. Update your privacy settings. Now, you need to set the privacy and security settings of your social media accounts to your comfort level. Kasi not every bit of information that that you have is meant for sharing. Now, say for example, yung sa mga social media applications out there, yung naka-auto tag ka kapag may photo na lumabas yung mukha mo, automatically nakatag ka agad. Or di kaya yung mga lugar kung saan ka pumupunta, naka-auto tag agad. This actually allows anyone publicly browsing the same social media platform to see where you are and where you aren't. No, at any given time, pwede nilang malaman kung saan ka, sino mga kasama mo. So, sinabi ko nga kanina, this can be taken advantage by malicious people to do something bad sa buhay mo. Now, as an advice, you have to keep on regularly checking your privacy and security settings even after, lalo na kapag nag-software update yung phone mo kasi hindi mo alam, na-check yung hindi mo chine-check at saka naka-check yung naka-check. So,
it will not take that long in checking this security features. You have to check it. If you're spending hours and hours in social media platforms, might as well spend some small minutes, no? Small number of minutes to check the security settings.
It won't take long. It will take a very small portion of your time. So pause mo muna yung video pinapanood mo, whatever it is. Now, I have a question to our audience again. Do you regularly check your privacy settings? Say yes or no. Do you regularly check your privacy and security?
I have an idea. Majority of them will say no.
Yeah, and another thing, I like this suggestion from Miguel Ramos. You should be covering your webcam when not in use. Yes.
Oh my God! All right.
To be very, very aware of this. Meron namang mga webcam covers.
Especially for iPads, di ba? Right now, if kids are majority of them are using laptops or tablets right now, all the cameras are exposed, no? So you have to make sure you have to invest on those covers. I've seen one, mga obnoxious, yung iba, Band-Aid eh.
Band-Aid. Pwede na rin, basta makoveran lang.
Cover. I strongly suggest all the parents out there, if your children are using laptop or tablet, might as well invest on those webcam covers, no? And teach them how to use it. If it's during class, make sure it's open. Or if the teachers would actually suggest that, okay, we're not going to use our webcam, might as well slide it back so that it will be covered, no?
It's always a good practice. And sabi din ni Mr. Wilbert Chu, always turn off location setting. Wow.
Oh, that's
another
very important.
Maganda yan. Yung location, yung mga kung saan ka ngayon. Kung nagko-coffee ka ba sa Starbucks o kung saan, di ba? Naka-auto tag ka, naka-geo tag.
Sino ba mag-locate sa'yo, Ivan? At sino pinagtataguan mo?
Nag-aantay nga ako na may maghahanap sa akin eh. Well, let's move on to our 7th and last tip for the day na i-share sa audience natin, Pat.
That's right. Connect with the only people that you trust. I have this experience, Ivan, no? But before I do that, while some social media networks might seem safer for connecting because of the limited personal information shared through them, keep your connections to people you know and trust.
You know and trust.
That's right. That's very important. And those people who are actually joining some groups, no? So the idea is, if you join to specific social media groups, that is where you exchange some ideas or send some messages, no, in that limited group or private group. But I noticed, if you're a member of that specific group, some members tend to, add you as a friend in Facebook. I'm not saying it's bad, but make sure you connect to the people that you trust or that you know. No, it's very important.
Parang ano lang din yan, Pat, eh. Sabi nga ng mga parents natin when we were young, don't talk to strangers, di ba? We need to be skeptical. So,
very good.
That's the same in the real world. Sabi nga ni Marvin Salazar, we have to practice on social media as what you practice in real life. So, if you don't talk to strangers in real life, you don't do that as well on social media. Diba? We have to be very careful. It's not bad to be skeptical kasi naman fully trusting ka and parang wala kang iniisip na masamang mangyayari. And well, it has been already said and mentioned many times over and over na social media or the internet as a whole is actually not so safe at all. So we have to be very careful. We have to connect only with people that we know and trust. No? So that's very important. So we have given you 7 tips for social media cybersecurity, and we'll be doing a recap and some other key takeaways coming up soon. And right now, we will be calling for a short break. Stay on stream. Yep, we're back again. Yeah.
All right. So just to recap, so like Ivan mentioned a while ago, we've given you 7 tips, no, to make sure your cybersecurity, weaving through social media is secured and will protect you in the future. So you could flash. So the first one, if you connect it, protect it. Never click and tell. Speak up if you're uncomfortable. Report suspicious or harassing activity. Remember, there is no delete button on the internet. And update your privacy settings. And the last but not the least, connect only with people you know and trust. Ano yung nagre-resonate sa'yo dito, Ivan?
I think everything resonates with me so much, no? So these are very important. They are simple and yet very important tips to always keep in mind. Now, if ever nasa organization kayo, you are an IT professional, you can actually make a screenshot of this right now and give it to your training officer and share it to them para magkaroon kayo ng madagdag nyo ito sa inputs ninyo for your cybersecurity awareness. These 7 tips will go a long way in helping your organization establish a more cyber aware culture. And also for individuals out there, kayo naman, it's always a best practice, no, that we have to parang check whatever it is that we do on the internet and particularly on social media. And you have these seven tips to guide you along the way. Again, if you connect it, protect it, never click and tell, speak up if you're uncomfortable, report suspicious or harassing activity. Remember, there is no delete button on the internet. And 6, update your privacy settings. And lastly, connect only with people you know and trust. Now, let's ask our audience kung alin ang pinaka-favorite nilang cybersecurity tip.
Or kung meron pa silang additional tip, no? Might as well share that one and let us know.
Oo. So, isulat nyo dyan sa comment section. Sabi pa ni Mr. Wilbert Chu, mahilig pa naman daw siyang mag-stalk. Oh, di ba? So malamang marami itong nakukuhang information on social media. Siguro updated parati ito sa mga happenings. sa
Yeah,
buong mundo kasi
look at the power of internet and especially the social media, specifically the social media fabric, no? Talagang that's very right. You're now a stalker left. There are a lot of stalkers right now, left and right, and it doesn't mean that if you're not really sharing something or reaching out, you can actually be well updated if you just keep on scrolling and stalking, no?
oo nga eh. And sabi ni Aegeon, number 7 daw, ang pinaka-favorite niya. Connect only with people you know and trust. And kay Chisel Alonso naman, all of the above. Wow, thank you so much. Ibig
Wow, thank
sabihin,
you.
helpful yung mga information natin ngayon. And also,
That's
I'm reading a comment from Eva Tuarton. Thank you for the tips, mga kuya. Oy, mga kuya daw tayo, Pat. Very informative. This is worth sharing. Yan. Thank you so much, Eva, for tuning in, for supporting our show. And my follow-up comment si A. John. Sabi niya, connect to the ones that you trust. Huwag yung paasa. Naku, may hugot pala tong taong to. A. John.
Gusto ko yun, ah. Thank you for that one.
Now, taking it the next step further, Pat, gusto ko lang i-share sa mga audience natin, if they need some help in, lalo na sa corporate setting, we actually can do some takedowns and brand reputation protection services at IPV Network. Now, if you have some concerns or if you need someone to guide you through it, please don't hesitate to visit our website and email us at cybernext@ipvnetwork.com. And you can also connect with us on LinkedIn. Kahit anong method of communication tinatanggap po namin. We are here to help you. We are here to assist you, to protect your reputation. And if there is something na hindi magandang pinag-uusapan about you on the internet, we can also offer takedowns. Tama ba yun, Pat?
That's right. And you mentioned it, especially it's very important for brands right now. They need to analyze some of their social media sentiments, no? It's parallel to their mga PR department. They need to check what is out there, specifically the social media fabric.
Yes, I agree. Now, I think we have so much to say but so little
kulang
time.
yung 1 hour.
Diba? Kulang yung 1 hour. Interestingly, marami yung nag-participate sa episode natin today, and I'd like to thank them. Hindi ko na sila ma-mention one by one, but guys, thank you so much for making this episode really enjoyable and fun. Now, and of course, sa iyo, Pat, thank you talaga sa fun discussion. So actually, there are a lot of interesting shows that people can also tune in dito sa TNC, the new channel, di ba? So we'd love to share them. So at this point, we'll be flashing on the screen the shows that we have. The first one is The Big Picture, which shares inspiring stories of notable personalities. You can catch it Mondays to Fridays at 7 p.m. HR Hotline, which introduces us the wonderful world of human resource management, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 12 noon.
That's right. And have an insightful Saturday afternoon, because the family business is everyone's business at 4 p.m. The fourth project is about life, business, and success. Stories live from Dubai, UAE at 6 p.m. or 10 p.m. Philippine time during Saturdays. Usapang Beauty is about beauty beyond what your eyes can see, every Thursdays and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m.
Yep, the world has faced an unprecedented pandemic. It's time to hear positive testimonies straight from those who recovered from the disease. COVID Stories, Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. Discover your life purpose and learn from others' turnaround stories by tuning into U-Turn, Mondays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. The Home Buyer is where you hear remarkable stories about building and owning a property, Mondays and Thursdays, 4 p.m.
Laugh and learn through the Puppet Stories every Mondays at 5:30 p.m. Magbenta, bumili at tumulong dahil bukas na ang TNC Marketplace, an online night bazaar every Thursdays and Fridays at 10 p.m. YOLO is for all of us to understand that law is fun and cool too. Si Attorney Rockstar, no?
Yes.
Every Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Watch and learn about money and more streams live from the Philippines and US every Tuesdays at 8:30 Philippine time and 5:30 a.m. California, USA.
We also have this show that we have two leaders in one platform.
Mhm.
TNC The Talk, Mondays at 12 noon. And After Shift is a chillaxing show about your choices and lives after work. Wednesdays and Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Discover and learn strategies on self-leadership to win in life through Win Within. Saturdays at 8:30 p.m.
Dream, achieve, nurture, and inspire. Tag your kids along and watch Danny Art Show every Fridays at 5:30 p.m. Global issues, common interest. Learn together across borders. Foreign affairs streams on Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. 10:30 a.m. Because health is wealth. Healthline on Wednesdays and Fridays at 4 p.m.
Awesome Day, Mondays at 2:30 p.m. So make sure to make your day an awesome day every day. Start your Saturday celebrating the women at work, 9 a.m. Saturdays. Tech You, hosted by our good friend Marvin Salazar, helps you understand the emerging technologies shaping our future, Fridays at 2:30 p.m. And of course, in a world where everything is turning out to be digital, our show, CyberNXT, aims to empower people and companies to be secure in a digital world. We are
Mhm.
streaming every Wednesdays at 12 noon. You can
Okay.
also catch our TNC original shows such as One Day, an inspiring 30-minute storytelling, which alternates with TNC Town Hall, co-hosted by TNC founders Lloyd and Apple. This show is where we talk to you, our valued audience, about our shows on TNC. So there are more shows coming up on TNC, and we that will truly inspire you. So please follow our channel on Facebook and YouTube and help us help you see the new you. Amazing.
So
Wow.
we hope this episode was helpful and informative for you. And if you enjoyed our show, hit the like button, share this to your social circle, and click on subscribe. There are a lot of interesting cybersecurity matters that we will be talking about, and we invite you to learn more with us in our upcoming episodes. So if you need advice or guidance on cybersecurity, feel free to get in touch with us through email at cybernext@ipvnetwork.com, and we will
Mhm.
be more than happy to assist you.
Yes, so catch us again next week, same time and same place. We need to be aware, be informed, and be secure. You have to do your part and be cyber smart because in this digital world, we need to be mindful of the things that we do. Your next cyber strategy should start with you. This is Ivan Jude, your co host for this show.
This is Patrick. See you again next week.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. See you again.